Sometimes I get confused because there's so much of propaganda. This one claiming to be a victim, this one claiming to be this, both parties claiming to be victims. Sometimes it gets very confusing, but I guess there are some simplistic ways in which people can view the situation. Depends on where you stand in the situation. I think some of it will just have to play out naturally. We'll take a natural course, some of it, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a
but I think there's a lot of propaganda in the middle.
Without doubt.
And when there's wars, lots of wars are built on propaganda. And if you master the art of propaganda, you're more likely to win public opinion, and then you get support. That's the thing. And
the way I look at it, Hamas definitely won the propaganda war. I reckon they won the war's propaganda. They're very good at it. They're phenomenal. I've got to give it to them. They're good. The problem is, both sides, innocent people get hurt. And that's got to stop. That's not good. And it's very tough. But when you're dealing with Hamas, they make it very clear that they don't want peace. They make it very clear that what they've done in 710, they want to do it again and again. It's very hard to negotiate with them, right? You need to get a government who's going to come in and who's going to acknowledge that Israel does have a right to this. You may not agree with, I won't agree with them, and then you won't agree with us. But we have to agree to try and move forward and to make peace. If you acknowledge that we have a right to exist, then you're ready to step forward. But the problem is, like I said, Hamas.
But let me ask you a question. I'm not trying to provoke an unproductive conversation.
Sure.
But I'm just trying to have a conversation. So the question is, if the Palestinians in Gaza decide we have a right to exist as Palestinians in the seat of power that you're sitting in. In the seat of power that the Israelis are sitting in. How would you respond to that?
Explain what you mean by the seat of power.
Israel has power.
Yes.
Mighty army.
Right.
Global support by America and the global powers. Funding. Even the Arab world gives them logistics.
Hamas have got a run behind them, a lot of money, a lot of power.
All right, we'll get to that. We're going to get. So let's assume Hamas is a world power. Let's just exaggerate Hamas' power in order to justify the destruction.
Power. We like to not power.
Right. The question is, so I'm taking Hamas out of the equation for now, and we're looking at the conversation about Israel has a right to exist, and we agree on that.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Good. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I believe everybody have a right to exist.
100%.
The criminals in prison have a right to exist. The victims have a right. Every human being, as long as God gives you the breath of life, you have a right to exist somewhere. You can't exist off the planet. You have to live on the earth. Somewhere you got to live. So you have a right to exist. And you're entitled to the rights of human rights, general common human rights. But the question is, if we agree, the whole world agree, Israel have a right to exist. And Palestinians say, we have a right to exist in the same seat of power that Israel has. How would you respond to that?
I don't mind the power. I don't mind. I wouldn't oppose a two-state as long as they want peace at the same time. If they say we want peace, we want to live side by side, we want our own state, but why not?
Right, but the argument is the same place that Israel's are sitting now, in the seat of power, we're going to exchange positions. Palestinians are going to get there, and where Israel is now, the Israelis are going to be in Gaza now. Swapping spaces.
Why do you want to swap? Just live together.
Well, that's the question. That is the question now. So when we say Israel have a right to exist,
I don't think the question is all about swapping. It's not about swapping.
It's not about swapping. But we're having this conversation to say, if we're talking about fairness, if you're saying, sorry, what's your name, my friend?
Ginger, 1 second. Yeah, man. No, I'm speaking for the chat. Also chatting. I don't know. I've seen men chat someone. I'm excited.
Before the Ottoman,
I'm going to 20 pages shit after, so I'm not taking care of it. I don't know, but I don't mind. Yeah, I'll do that. Don't mind. I'll leave it. I'll leave it in the pod about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, no worries. Okay. All right. 1 second. Hey Tom, Dad said you're gonna start making your way home. Dad said you're gonna start making your way home. Who? Brother. Who? Who is? Who is? Tell Dad. Tell Dad. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, my friend. I'm simply saying, exploring theories and ideas.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer will be. That on the spot.
Well, we know what the answer is.
What's the answer going to be?
One party would not mind saying, if we're talking about living together.
I don't mind living together.
Yeah.
We're in peace.
Living together, right? The question is, how likely it is for the powers that be in Israel to say, we will live together and you're welcome to take my position and I'll take your position.
So I don't think they'll say that. But
Why not?
Because they're here, they've got it.
No, not because of
They're
it.
not gonna swap.
Not, that's not why they would say it. I'll tell you why.
You tell me. Go on.
The reason why Israel would not accept a position of swapping powers is simply because they do not see their adversaries as equal.
No, I disagree with you. Because
Come on, please.
if you say that, have you ever been to Israel?
No, I've never been. I'd like to go.
Right, so you're telling me now.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Is it okay?
Yeah, 100%. Who wants to play? That's it. Pull it.
No.
Pull it. Yeah, that's what you want.
Just want to
Pull it. Seriously.
touch it.
What's you stronger? There you go. That's what she loves. So you're trying to say that Israel doesn't basically give the Palestinians the same right as them.
I'm not.
Israel say that
That's-
maybe
I'm saying the question is, if we're talking about a solution, the question is, I have a right to exist.
Yeah.
You have a right to exist.
Yeah.
Good. If we both have a right to exist, why cannot exist in your position and you exist in mine? What's wrong with that?
That's going to make it more complicated. You want to start swapping.
Swapping positions.
So why don't we just say, I know you want to exist, we both want to exist, let's just live together, mingle.
All right, we're living together.
Yeah.
We're mingling.
Yeah.
But give me your position and you take my position. Why? Because if you sit in that position for 80 years, my question is, you sit in my position now for 18 years and then you will understand what I experienced. So what's wrong with it? The only thing will be wrong with it is because there's a possibility that some among the Zionists see themselves ideologically superior to others. And you cannot tell me this never existed in history. Because we're in England now. We're in a beautiful country now. Beautiful country. But if... all right, we'll go with that. It's a beautiful country. It's one of the best in the world. One of the best in the world. But the question is, you can walk around London and you will find people with superior ideology. Supremacist ideology.
And you probably get that everywhere, won't you?
That's the point. But the question is, if you get it everywhere, it's not an issue. But when you get it in places of power and policy, it becomes an issue for the oppressed. So I'm saying to you,
I understand.
There could be no solution really unless we come to some kind of understanding that the concept of supremacy and ideology do not exist. And can you say it does not?
I don't know. What I'm saying to you is, if you go to Israel, you'll see the Arabs and the Muslims, how they live in Israel in peace. And they're very, very happy there. And they get treated equal to any Jew there.
But then if I accept that for whatever I see, because I could go to a country as a visitor and see one thing, and when I come out, you can see different. The question is, so a visitor's view is very different to a resident's view.
What's your view at the moment of the Arabs and Muslims living in Israel? How do you reckon they're treated? What's your view of them at the moment? Do you reckon they're happy there? Do you reckon they want to move away? What's your view of them?
I think it's one of the worst places on the earth to be.
Well, Israel.
Right now, without conflict.
So,
the amount of bloodshed there. Right. Yeah. Now, forget what I see as Arab. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, look at the doctors, the medical doctors that went there, listen to their testimony. Listen to their testimony of what they see. The medical team that went there from the West, from America and from England, who went down there. Look at their testimony. So I'm not going to draw...
All the ones who went there, don't forget, all pro-Hamas. or pro-Gaza?
I wouldn't say
Yeah,
that.
definitely, 100%.
So if somebody, if tomorrow you cannot determine your destiny, right? So our destiny is in the hands of God. If you had a change of heart tomorrow, does that mean to say you had a change of heart about your support of Zionism? Does that mean to say you're a Hamas supporter? So it's that dichotomy then. Is either you support Israel or you're with Hamas?
No, but I look at it, they're coming back,
Who's they?
the doctors, whatever,
Okay.
but they're coming back, they're giving a lot of them wrong information.
So all the medical staff who are completely...
a lot of them are giving different information.
All right.
Not the correct information.
Why are they maliciously doing that?
You tell me.
No, well, you saying they're giving wrong information.
Well, I would look at it.
So if
they're
you're saying they're
pro-Hamas.
giving wrong information, if somebody has a different view of what happened as a medical team, it's because they're supporting Hamas. So if I had an issue with the human rights issue with Israel, it means to say I support Hamas?
No.
Doesn't mean that. I don't even know who's Hamas. I don't even know who's Hamas, where's the membership.
Also one side of the story. They're only seeing what's happening in Gaza. They're not in Israel, are they? They don't know what's happening there either.
Right. So if they're not seeing what's happening in Gaza,
You know, before 7/10, before 7/10 happened, do you know how many, every single day, how many Arabs, Muslims from Gaza were taken every single day to Israel for medical help, to hospitals? You know how many were helped every single day?
so they were taken there for medical help in Israel.
They get picked up from Gaza.
They get picked up from Gaza.
Taken over the border to Israel.
Over to
And
Israel.
they go and see doctors there, they go and see hospitals, they have operations, they get a lot of medical help.
But the question is, why is it that the hospital in Gaza been bombed that you have to take selected people and take them to Israel to give them medical
Right,
attention?
so what I was saying to you just now, I was telling you,
You know the medical hospital?
no, before 7/10, way before 7/10, every single day they were taken over to go to Israel.
Why were they taken over?
Because the doctors in Israel and the hospitals in Israel are superior, much better help.
They're
much
superior, that's right.
Yeah.
But also,
But they're much better.
But-
In fact, they're better.
That's
better
fine.
medication.
I get that.
Better knowledge. Better everything.
I would agree
Yeah,
with that.
Yeah.
right, because, as I said, Israel is a power, it's a force. It's a very powerful force. It has global support, military support, and funding.
And
However,
Let me stop right there. If Gaza would want to, they could be the same. But Hamas took over in 2005, when Israel withdrew completely from Gaza.
let
Let
me-
me finish, 1 second, Instead of Hamas taking all the billions of money they got in funds, what did he do? They built tunnels, built up bombs or bullets, whatever, to hurt the Jews. Why did they not build up infrastructure for the civilians? Why didn't they make bomb shelters for the civilians if they know they're going to fight us? They've done nothing. All they've done is look after themselves.
well, listen,
It could have been a beautiful, Gaza could have been a beautiful place, stunning place.
let's assume.
No, it is. It's a
Okay,
fact.
well, I am agreeing with your facts. I don't know of your facts, but I'm agreeing with your facts.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with your facts. Hamas is the biggest problem to Gaza, to the Middle East.
If Hamas go and the government wants peace, there will be peace.
All right, okay. Hamas goes, there'll be peace in the Middle East.
As long as the new government comes in with knowledge of Israel has a right to exist and you want to make peace, there will be peace. Yes.
Okay.
Why not? Israel don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I want to know I can walk in the street and say hello to every single Muslim. Why not? I've got nothing against Muslims. I work with them. I work with them every day. I talk to them every day.
Where you work with them?
In Tottenham, in London, wherever I am, I work with them every day.
What work you do?
I do evictions.
Okay.
So a lot of my bailiffs are Muslims.
Oh, all right,
So I work with them every day. I've got no issue with any Muslim. My issue is Hamas.
Right.
Very simply because they make it very clear in their charter that they want to annihilate all the Jews and they want to continue doing 7/10.
You agree with the Constitution of Israel?
As in,
Its constitution, its laws, its policy. You agree with it?
I'm sure there's some laws which I don't agree with them. I'm
Okay,
sure there is.
let's assume-
like any government would ever.
Right. But for the vast majority, you're pro-Israel supporter.
Yeah.
And as a pro-supporter of the state of Israel, you find there's absolutely nothing that you're uncomfortable with.
I didn't say that.
I'm asking. I didn't say you say it. I'm asking you a question. Because
Sure,
let me
there is
explain
stuff
something.
there, yeah. There's definitely stuff.
I support lots of states. I like them. Quite a few states I like. But I take issue with some things.
Yeah.
I'm a Muslim, but there's huge amount of issues in the Muslim community I take issues with.
I take issue with some stuff probably which Israel does, but not enough for me to go against it.
I'm just trying to say, as a balanced individual, I'm trying to establish balance. Israel is a power.
Nice meeting you. All the best.
And you.
Ready? We're going to pray.
Fair enough.
Thanks a lot.
Go for it.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
God bless.
I'm going to pray.